Hello and welcome to a 3v3 cast on Escalation province. Starting off we have EL for Which Way playing as the Apothecary. In mid we have EL Snno1 playing as the Chaos Lord, and on the right hand side we have EL Corax playing as the Farseer. For red side, on the left hand side, contested VP side, we have Chaos DandalusOfWord playing as the Brother Captain. We have Fat Cat in mid as the Inquisitor and JusTFly with a Black Templar's colour scheme on the right hand side. So straight away we already have some action between some scouts and some inquisitorial stormtroopers. These stormtroopers doing a lot of burst damage. You know, our scouts doing a bit more consistent damage, but scouts having lower health and I think lower damage compared to IST. Do need to be a bit careful of them in the very first engagement. We also have a double engagement going down in mid. We have the Inquisitor getting doubled right now by the Chaos Lord and the Farseer. JusTFly is coming in from the right hand side. The Farseer trying to chase down the Inquisitor. Banshee's just hiding behind some barrels and boxes here. Force Commander going to peek his head around that corner, meet the Banshees. Banshee jumping onto these Tactical Marines, landing a special straight away there. Farseer coming in. Guide is on the Banshees as well, doing an extra 30% damage and having an extra 30% range in their Shuriken pistols, but I'm sure that is the least of JusTFly's worries right now, as his Tactical Marines are dropping some models here. Force Commander Battlecry is activated, but not actually specialing. The unit's actually kind of missing the Battlecry, not that you can really aim it properly. Inquisitor still remains in the fight though, trying to pick off some models in behind. CSM gained worshipped, with the Corn worship gaining an extra amount of speed, trying to force melee onto these guardsmen here. Inquisitor is trying to come in to put a stop to them. Heretics as well, going to be tying up that secondary squad. Inquisitor could probably pick off a few heretic models, but decides to carry on focusing down ECSM, who might actually bleed a model here and will give a lot of XP to the Inquisitor and the entire IG army, in fact, since XP is shared. But still, no models have been taken here. Brother Captain getting forced away here by the Apothecary. The Apothecary is actually quite a hard matchup. Well, the Brother Captain is a hard matchup for the Apo, I think, just given that the Apo doesn't actually have much health. IST gained some shots in onto the Apo, doing a decent amount of burst damage here. Apo needing to be careful here. Sentinel going to be moving away here. Farseer meanwhile running towards top here. JusTFly going to be backing away his scouts. Power is going to remain on the side of blue team. Inquisitor coming in with a Holy Brazier as well. 50 power melee DPS, also has the Holy Pyre ability as well, which does 4 DPS to all models in an area. Also detects and also debuffs damage by 20%. An extremely strong war gear at only 20 power. Do see it quite often. These heretics are just taking so much damage. In fact, if all the heretic models were to stand in the Holy Pyre area, they actually take about 32 DPS as a squad, which is quite a lot considering they only have 600 health, so you need to be careful with your high model count squads here. Inquisitor will have to be backing away here. Banshee's going to try and come in, not going to be able to finish off that Inquisitor. Noise Marines getting purchased, as well as some Rangers. Noise Marines with Corn worship going to be very annoying for IGs and handlers. Noise Marines just sprinting up to these guardsmen and hitting their silence them. Kinetic Pulse though onto these Devastators. Banshee's coming in. Farseer is already tying up these Devastators. Heretics coming in, no upgrade on them though. Tactical Marines also going to get specialed here. That could be a dead model in the end. Guide is not used yet that I can see of, but Tactical Marines looks like they might lose a model here. Meanwhile, Tactical Marines from EL the Which Way coming in as well. It's actually 3 people mid right now, and it looks like Fat Cat is just going to have to walk away. JusTFly has retreated the majority of his stuff, and Dandalus is going to be pushing since he is uncontested on this left hand side right now with the Apo going towards mid. Does need to be careful though that he might actually get doubled, as when the 3 of them are done in mid they might all make their way over to the left hand side. Banshees coming in as well with their aspect of strength. ASM going to be jumping onto these Inquisitorial Operatives. I think the Operatives could have just fallen back and let the Strike Squad melee down the ASM. And Fat Cat saying he accidentally built a Sentinel. He's accidentally built 2 Sentinels. Double Sentinels can be quite annoying. Does actually take a lot of micro to make work, just because they can get path blocks in each other. That can be extremely annoying against Eldar in particular, bleeding Dire Avenger models and whatnot. But ASM going to be trying to bleed some IST models. IST is actually forced to back away and retreat. Brother Captain trying to come in from behind, trying to melee down these ASMs. It looks like the Apo does have heal available. He does have the energy for a heal, and does use the heal onto his ASMs as well. Meanwhile, some Khorne worship going down here. Khorne worship now out of range. Grenade launcher heretics are going to be able to snipe a sentinel here. Inquisitor going to try and tie up these CSM. Might get a model here. That Holy Brazier doing so much work. And Force Commander is also seen here. I think he might go down. Banshee is doing a lot of damage on retreat. Banshee's being very quick. Shotgun blast. Ooh, shotgun blast cancelled. Actually, not even cancelled. The other model's actually going to take over the shotgun blast, but a very nice kinetic pulse attempt to let the Banshees try and chase in further. It was a very nice attempt, but was not successful. But the Inquisitor will go down here. Chaos Lord and Grenade Launcher Heretics will be able to finish her off. Heretics taking a lot of damage here from that Holy Pyre. These Heretics over here, 6 out of 8 models, but 200 HP. Needs to be careful because they will bleed a lot of models, especially with Inquisitorial Operatives on the field as well. Could even wipe these Heretics if they were to get close enough. In fact, they taking a lot of damage from IST, from the Grenade Launcher. One grenade doing a lot of damage and also bleeding the model as well. Heretics grouping very tightly. We also have some Devastators over here. They're actually going to retreat away. Rangers taking some shots from distance. Going to be a bit too much for them to handle. ASMs, not enough energy to jump. Just got enough energy to jump now. Don't really want to jump onto a Sentinel though. And it looks like Dandalus is going to be coming in for a power bash. One generator very low. ISTs, or not the ISTs, but the Inquisitorial Operatives running out of energy though. Do need to make something happen before they get detected. One generator down. Don't know if they can get a second. ASM are in the area. Dire Avengers are coming in for some support as well. Okay, they're actually able to get 2 generators and able to retreat away, I think, before losing a model. Heretics also coming in. It's actually 3 players now on this left-hand side. Dandalus will need to push back with his units. Meanwhile, the rest of the players look like they're making their way towards mid. JusTFly is going to go in for a power bash as well of his own. And they're going to put blue team behind and power the entire red team except for Dandalus tier 2. Meanwhile, blue team all taking up to tier 2 at the moment. Sentinel extremely low right now, taking a lot of range damage. Ranger shot might be enough to finish it off if it can actually get line of sight, but now some repairs coming in from the Guardsman. Farseer and Banshee's going to be fleeting in here though. Going to be a fallback here for the Inquisitor. Guardsman upgraded with plasmas already. Inquisitor also running away. Sentinel does need to be careful. JusTFly coming in as well with the Thunder Hammer, also the Artificer's Armor, and also buying the Teleporter pack and go for that fully upgraded Force Commander in tier 2. And he is just battering Noise Marines, battering these Heretics. Meanwhile, he's got the rest of his units bashing the power. Tactical Marines and Shotgun Scouts going to be slowly bashing that power. Devastators running away. Banshees on retreat could kill that Force Commander. The Force Commander is actually ignored. These Scouts most definitely will go down. There is just a lot of stuff in retreat, and I think that Corax is on point at this time. And that is a dead Scout squad as well. Tactical Marines for JusTFly should be able to make it out alive. They are on full health. There's no grenades on these Dire Avengers as well, so they should be able to make it out of there. If there was some grenades, then a retreat grenade could have definitely been very painful. Dandalus getting forced all the way back into base by the Witchway, but we do have a Chimera coming in, presumably loaded with some Guardsmen and the Inquisitor. ASM taking a lot of damage. It's actually going to force the Apo to retreat completely. Meanwhile, red team do actually have this generator farm over on the right hand side with 2 generators, and it has been spotted by blue team, and you need to be careful to not let blue team actually get control of it. But meanwhile, blue team actually has generators of their own in this contested point in mid. Also, a Shrine of Khorne has also been built here. Rangers do need to be careful. They're taking a lot of damage from these Guardsmen. To retreat away in time. Force Commander though going to be knocking over some Banshees P-Devs as well. Going to get a shot and retreat. Banshees down to just 3 models, and the Exarch. Exarch could go down here. The Banshee squad overall is extremely low. Banshee Exarch will go down, and Corax is going to be forced back to base to regenerate all of them up. And he's also retreating away. Dire Avengers there getting very scared of that Holy Pyre and Guardsman damage. Grenade Launcher Heretics, Noise Marines, and Heretics going to be moving in. We also have the Blood Sacrifice coming in as well, so we have a Bloodletter squad where the Chimera is just going to load up and back away there. Noise Marines also upgrading to their Blastmaster, changing them from a short range disruption unit to a long range artillery unit. That also kind of gets in the way of your own squads and teammates if used incorrectly. Sentinel 57 health, really needs to send that back and get some repairs. Force Commander trying to do a bit of power bashing. Also has some P-Devs in the area. P-Devs actually hitting some terrain and slightly catching out these Dire Avengers. P-Devs going to get one more shot here though. Will land slightly too far back, and Dire Avengers will be fine. Rangers on the field though, so they might actually be able to kinetic pulse these P-Devs. Fire Dragon's also going to come in. Do need to be careful of P-Devs. Could always use ground target as well. I think that just hit some terrain. Kinetic Pulse going to be knocking back these Tactical Marines as well. Chimera loaded up with Guardsmen. Once again, CSM not the most effective against the Chimera. But Plasma Guardsmen definitely very effective against these Chaos Space Marines. Noise Marines also set up with their Blast Mask. Need to snipe that lead model very quick. Not able to do so, and that is a lot of dead Guardsmen models there. Wow, I think that's actually in the double digits with a single shot on these Noise Marines, and it's surprising that they're not even level 2 after that shot. They definitely deserve a promotion in my book. We actually have a plasma gun here for JusTFly as well. I think that's a response to seeing the Fire Dragons. Fire Dragons are now heavy infantry, so they do take bonus damage from plasma weapons and energy weapons. Or power melee weapons, for example. ASM though going to be jumping in. These double guardsmen do have their commissar upgrades, so they're actually okay in melee. When I say okay, I really do mean okay. And I still would not recommend guardsmen in melee, but ASMs without their sergeant will actually be forced away. In fact, the APO's entire army is nearly forced away. We actually do have double ASMs, a second set of ASMs, still no sergeant on them. That is a dead heretic squad, I would imagine. Holy Pie going to be killing him on retreat. Chaos Lord trying to immolate the ground here of these IST will get forced off. Will go down to that Inquisitor with the Holy Pie. ASMs might lose a model here as well. That was a ill-advised fight there for blue team, and red team should be able to push, kill this Shrine of Khorne, and maybe even capture or destroy the enemy power. P-Dev shot going to go in, they're going to do a lot of damage to these guardsmen, but guardsmen reinforcing 3 at a time with the commissar upgrade. Not too worried about bleeding a few models, especially with a Chimera in the area as well. Double Stormtroopers here though for Fat Cat, going to give him a lot of anti-infantry damage. Meanwhile, Sentinel being very annoying, going to go for a decap onto the natural VP. Inquisitor chased in very far, did kill an ASM model though for it, but will be forced to go back to base. Inquisitor level 2 now, but no upgrades other than that Holy Brazier. We also have the Plasma Cannon upgrade onto the Dreadnought. Plasma Cannon upgrade on Dreadnought can be frustrating from both sides. From personal use as well, it can be annoying because it can misfire. From enemy side, it's annoying that there's a plasma cannon on Dreadnought. P-Devs are annoying enough, but when you add in a 1200 or 1300 vehicle armor, it can be annoying to wipe, but it does do less damage than P-Devs. In fact, I'm not sure how much damage it does do, but it's definitely a lot less than the P-Devs of a Space Marine squad. But still annoying nonetheless, just for the knockback. But that is a dead IST squad. They were upgraded with the plasma guns. Did retreat a little bit late though. ASM was going to be forced away. Both squads retreating. Both squads actually now with a sergeant. It's going to be very expensive to keep them on full models, so you need to make sure you need to retreat early. But their Dreadnought going to be taking a bit of damage. Stormtroopers on the right hand side not infiltrated properly. And JusTFly pushing in very aggressively against this power. And even trying to push in onto the natural VP now of blue team. Force Command going to teleport onto the Banshees. I think he could have just stayed on the spot instead and let the Banshees come to him, but the P-Devs and Devastators do need to be a bit careful here. Devastator's going to get interrupted and taking a lot of damage from these Banshees. Doom onto these Devastators. Banshees are doing so much damage, but the Force Commander not getting a special on the Banshees. Banshees not getting knocked over. We'll be able to wipe down these Devastators, and they will be able to retreat away on full models here, actually losing 2 models in fact, but still always worth it when you can wipe the squad completely there. Guardsman going to be pushing in, ASM is going to be jumping in onto the back of the Guardsman. ASM debuffed by that Holy Pyre, 20% reduction in damage. CSM pushing in with some Aspiring Champion Heretics. Aspiring Champion Heretics we need to be a bit careful, not the most effective melee fighters. ASM is going to be throwing a Melter Bomb onto this Plasma Cannon Dreadnought. We do have some missile attacks in the area as well to provide backup. Missile launch attacks are not the highest source of AV damage. We could have a second Melter Bomb. I'm not sure which ASM squad actually threw the Melter Bomb initially, but it looks like we only have one thrown toast with the second one not having enough energy for it. Fire Dragon's also trying to come in the area, but that P-Dev Dreadnought is going to be fine. Chimera is definitely not going to go down with these double guardsmen supporting it at the same time. Operative's going to resume power bashing down here as well. And we do see that most players now tier 3, only player not tier 3 is the Which Way, and that's probably because he's invested quite a lot into the ASM Sergeants and the double Thunder and Lightning upgrade. Tier 2 Warriors as well, so actually spent quite a lot in tier 2 in fact. That could be a dead ASM squad, however, taking a lot of damage from these Plasma Guardsmen. The heal on the last second coming in from the Apo is actually going to be enough to save him. Hammer of the Witch is not going to do enough damage to finish him off. The Apo will die in sacrificing his ASM, but the Apo can always be resurrected though with Laraman's Blessing at 150 red, I believe it costs, or 175. And that is a very dead Banshee Exarch. Force Commander though, taking a lot of damage from Doombringer actually does give the ability Doom, which actually increases incoming damage to that target by 40%. This Inquisitor though chasing in a little bit farther. So we also have some Assault Cannon Terminators here for JusTFly as well. Assault Cannon doing about 60 piercing DPS, very effective weapon. Also does do some courage damage, so you are able to suppress units as well, assuming you fire on them long enough. Very aggressive teleport though. Always need to be careful about teleporting in aggressively since Terminators do not have retreat. We also have a Land Raider Crusader getting called in here. Since that is a large icon, that means only a Land Raider getting called in. We also have the Land Raider Phobos here trying to use the Dirge Caster on a Sentinel. Sentinel cannot be stunned by the Dirge Caster, and here comes the Land Raider Crusader here for Dandalus. You can have the Land Raider action. The Crusader though is an anti-infantry variant, meanwhile the Phobos is an anti-vehicle variant, so the Phobos will win even though it does have 1,200 less health. But the Phobos is pushing in very aggressively here. ASMs could actually throw a Melter Bomb onto this Crusader to allow the Phobos to actually chase it, but instead the ASM are going to get inside the Phobos. Tactical Marines also trying to pathlock the Phobos here. A Melter Bomb would have been really good here and might have actually allowed that Crusade to go down very quickly. It's actually missing a lot of support right now. Terminator's going to be teleporting away. Very nice P-Dev shot though. It's going to wipe these Fire Dragons. They even had an Exarch and everything, but heavy infantry do take bonus damage from Plasma Cannon, I believe. ASM on 80 energy. You do need 95 energy in order to jump in and throw In fact, this ASM squad doesn't have the Melter Bomb. It's this squad that has the Melter Bomb instead, but I thought both squads actually did. Inquisitor Operatives are coming in here, but this is going to be a lost fight for Dandalus. Operatives and the Brother Caps are not enough against double ASM and the Apo. Meanwhile, we got the Land Raider Phobos chasing the Crusader. ISTs have come into repair. That Land Raider Crusader is just so tanky, it's not going to go down. Chaos Lord will go down, however. Inquisitor still up on the field. We also have the Terminator Force Commander here for JusTFly. It's quite interesting to see given that he did have a fully upgraded Force Commander. That is also a dead Plasma Cannon Dreadnought as well. And that Phobos being such an effective tool against vehicles. JusTFly was going to be meleeing down some ASM. ASM really not the most effective against Terminators given that they're super heavy infantry and that they only deal melee. The Sergeant does do power melee, which is effective against super heavy infantry, but doesn't really do enough. Was that a blood sacrifice on the ASM Sergeant there? That actually looked like the Sergeant got sacrificed there. That's extremely expensive blood sacrifice there for blue team. But the Bloodless is doing a lot of damage to these Terminators. We do have them get killed though before they're able to take down any Terminator models, but Terminator's getting very low. JusTFly with his Terminator Force Commander going to try and force melee onto this Phobos, but does have a lot of health, although this Phobos is taking a lot of damage. And JusTFly will retreat away at 500 HP. I think it would take another 4 hits on that Phobos. I don't think he actually had the time to get 4 hits onto it. But Land Raider Phobos doesn't have melee resistance as far as I know, so doesn't take full damage from heavy melee. We do have They Shall Know No Fear, not actually going to be enough though to actually last in that fight. Actually looked like it got turned off before it got fully used, but P-Dev's going to try and do what they can. I think this Terminator is going to be teleporting in here. P-Devs will get forced off. These Terminators though from JusTFly teleporting in aggressively once again. Do need to be a little bit careful. They are starting to get a little bit low, 1500 health, a third of their health, and they will start bleeding models soon. ASMs though going to be jumping in here. No Sergeant on either of these ASMs, and straight away a model does go down, but at the same time they do take down the Strike Squad model. These ASM chasing down some Guardsmen. The Baneblade is here and is spotted. These ASMs are also going to be forced to back away. We also have the Tactical Marines at JusTFly level 4, but they did get forced away there. Might even be time to switch weapons on the Apo to the Storm Bolter. Sanguine Chainsword isn't going to cut it in tier 3 anymore. Noise Marines though, with their Blastmaster doing a lot of work here, going to force away that strike squad on a small amount of health. We also have a Seer Council here, Noise Marines versus PDev, Artillery versus Artillery, and both sides unable to actually cap that VP, remains neutral for now. We also have a Chaos Predator here for Snow, no upgrades on it yet though, could actually see the Mark of Zinc upgrade given the amount of vehicles here for Red Team, the Land Raider Crusader, the Baneblade, the Chimera. Could always see the Mark of Corn upgrade come in. Stormtroopers though, going to be spotting that Predator there. Chimera sitting very far back, could even turn this into a beacon now with the Baneblades on the field and use it as a retreat point. That is a very nice Demolisher cannon shot, actually nearly wiping out these Tactical Marines with a single shot. And still no one's able to actually cap JusTFly with Dandalus here though, going to be tearing down this generator farm. And Operatives could probably just cap that up. Terminator Force Commander should maybe make its way to the left hand side again. Seer Count's going to be reclaiming their natural. Meanwhile, at the same time, CSM going to be pushing in aggressively and taking Red Team's power. Baneblade getting snared here by a Melter Bomb. And PDev's also going to be firing some shots from distance. Vanguard Veterans, very nice choice here given that he has the double ASMs. And given that there's a lot of heavy infantry on the field, but we do have some Grey Knight Terminators on the field armed with their Psy Cannons. Psy Cannons actually getting changed in 2.5.1 patch, so that they actually end up being silencers instead. Psy Cannon silencers are more effective against infantry, doing inferno damage compared to Psy Cannons, which are effective against all. The Terminators going to be jumping onto these Noise Marines here. The amount of power melee that they do is going to be destroying the heavy infantry here. Now teleporting onto these these PDevs, and now onto these Rangers here, already paying for themselves almost. Pretty much paying for themselves in requisition cost. Baneblade though going to go down. Seer Council flanking the Chimera. The Chimera is actually doomed, but Seer Council with power melee is not going to be enough to cut it against the vehicle, I don't think. Heavy melee is the ideal solution for vehicles instead of power melee. Seer Council would have been better off maybe trying to bleed Guardsmen or trying to wipe one of these Stormtrooper squads if you doom them. Guide the Seer Council, they really will destroy anything that's infantry based. The Baneblade going to go down, actually having its carcass destroyed there by the Chaos Lord running over it. The VP still remaining neutral, 298 VPs to 159 Red Team behind on VPs. ASM going to be jumping in here. Meanwhile, Terminators for JusTFly going to be pushing in. We also have the Grey Knight Terminators going to be sitting back defensively for Dandalus, and these ASMs will get forced away. They shall know no fear is activated, but the 50% special chance doesn't really work against Terminators since they cannot be knocked back by regular special attacks. And we do see that blue team is going to reclaim this right hand side power and also reclaim its natural requisition. Still no power here on the natural, it has been destroyed multiple times. And Inquisitorial Operatives going to be very annoying here. Get a decap onto blue team's natural here. Phobos pushing in a bit of an awkward place here actually. It's on the contested power in mid, which it's like almost in a flanking position, but not quite. The Terminator Force Commander here for JusTFly going to be forcing melee onto these Noise Marines. Power Fist on the Force Commander does do full damage, or a similar amount of damage to the regular Power Fist that you get in tier 2 compared to Terminators where that damage is half. But the Dirge Caster activates is going to be stunning that Terminator Force Commander. We also have some Bloodletters from the Shrine of Khorne, which is now going to get destroyed here for blue team. And VP is in control of Red Team. Meanwhile, we have blue team also pushing in on the left hand side. We have the Vanguard Veterans, ASM, Tactical Marines with Missile Launcher. Vanguard Veterans should do well against these Assault Cannon Terminators. We also have Holocaust and Angels of Death to prevent any kind of knockback on these units and also give a massive damage resistance. We also have a massive nuke going down on this Land Raider, Redeemer and Crusader. And the amounts of healing from both the Crusader and Redeemer must be stacking as well, because these units are just able to tank and out-reinforce at the same time. That could be a dead autocannon squad though. And that is a dead also cannon squad guardsman just going to move down. That Land Raider Redeemer though taking a lot of damage from the Crusader, but Assault Terminators here for JusTFly. Surprised he's able to get 2 sets of Terminators out. That does have a 7 minutes cooldown. Dirge Caster is also on cooldown as well. We have Banshees and the Seer Council flanking Doom onto the Assault Terminators, Guide onto the Seer Council as well. These Assault Terminators taking a lot of damage, but the Seer Council also taking a lot of damage from that Crusader. Just doing so much damage with those Hurricane Bolters. Tactical Marines forced away as well. Blue team unable to actually push here by the looks of it. Red team are able to hold the amount of healing though from the Crusader and the Redeemer together. It was the Redeemer acting as a retreat beacon as well. It's going to be very difficult to actually force off. We also have a Mark of Khorne Dreadnought here as well, which I'm quite curious about. Mark of Khorne Dreadnought is level 1 with no experience, and so this is a brand new Dreadnought. But I'm not really sure how the Dreadnought's going to perform here, especially with Assault Terminators on the field and a massive amount of AV. Dire Avenger's been very annoying. Is that stun bomb? Yeah. No, that's Stormtrooper grenades, sorry. I thought these were the Inquisitor or Stormtroopers. These are just regular Stormtroopers throwing their assault grenades down, going to force away those Dire Avengers. The Chaos Dreadnought coming in though, going to be jumping onto these Assault Terminators. Assault Terminators do teleport away though, and this Dreadnought's going to be shaking its tail and walking away. Blue team might need to end up moving towards mid. Red team are extremely well set up here with the Land Raider Redeemer. We also have the Crusader actually defending mid, but there's a lot less support in this Crusader. In fact, there's no repair support for the Crusader where it's positioned right now. So perhaps they should go down there. Tactical Marines though, supported by the Armory, the Apothecary though, and try and do what they can. Terminators coming in though, their power melee will absolutely destroy these Tactical Marines. They actually teleport away from the Vanguard Veterans. We also have the Purgatus as well, going to be stunning these ASM and Vanguard Veterans. Tank coming in. Seer Council with the Farseer going to be leading the charge in. Seer Council are falling a little bit behind here from the Farseer, and ASM going to be jumping all over the place. We have the Blood Rage Dreadnought going to be fighting Assault Terminators on that right hand side. But Seer Council though, Time Field also onto the Chimera. It doesn't stop them from reinforcing though. Seer Council trying to wreak as much havoc as they can. The thing is that Chimera and Redeemer giving reinforcement support is just going to allow the Guardsmen to do whatever they want really. I think that was an Inquisitor. Yeah, that's the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor will live though. Seer Council is going to get forced away. Dreadnought struggling to fight these Assault Terminators, which is why I was so curious about this Dreadnought purchase. Has been better off with some Lightning Claw Terminators if you want a melee superiority unit, especially while you are tier 3. The Assault Terminators now switching over to the Heretics. Havoc's not really going to do much against these Terminators. Terminators also giving the inspiration buffs to these Missile Launcher. Tactical Marines, Army Inferno also going to miss as well. These are some dead Heretics though, these Terminators. We also have the Lightning Claw upgrade on the Chaos Lord, which will do really well, but the Chaos Lord will still not win in melee against these Assault Terminators. He just does not have the tankiness at level 3 to deal with them. But will definitely bleed a model if the Terminators were to stay in an extended fight here. Land Raider full buff still available, but in desperate need of some repairs right now. Only on 800 HP, 213 VPs to 112. We still have the Vanguard Veterans are actually retreating away. We also have a Chaos Predator here as well. Does need some repairs. Stormtroopers coming in for a flank. And Assault Terminators, or the Assault Cannon Terminator, is going to be tearing down that generator farm. Grenades getting thrown onto these P-Devs here, and that is a very dead P-Dev squad. Very nice job by these Stormtroopers, level 3 and level 4. They have definitely earned their breakfast this morning. Land Raider Crusader sitting on this VP, going to be defending it, and that Chaos Lord going to get hit by a P-Dev shot as well. He's actually going to go down if he's not careful. He's not able to get a decap here. This Dreadnought also in desperate need of repairs. It's very aggressive to have these vehicles positioned here, given that they actually have very low health that could almost be a dead Terminator. But we also have Rocket Run coming in as well. It's actually going to catch out the Chaos Lord and kill the Chaos Lord. Dire Avengers also getting caught out. Level 4 Dire Avengers as well. Might go down, 100 HP. They might die on retreat. Noise Marines going to get shot onto that Land Raider Crusader. Meanwhile, Red Team with the Operatives also going to be sitting on top of this VP as well. Heretics can't re-engage at the same time. We have ASMs and Vanguards jumping in onto the left-hand side, but again, ill-advised given the Land Raider Redeemer here and the Chimera. Chimera, it should go down here. Those are some dead ASMs actually getting caught out by a friendly Eldritch Storm. In fact, the Chimera will live, the ASMs will go down. That Eldritch actually wiped more friendly units than enemy units there. Vanguard veterans getting lifted up with the Holocaust ability from these Terminators, and these Terminators are going to be doing a lot of work with their power melee and splash damage. Brother Captain also armed with the Holy Armor of Titan does give him invulnerability as well. That is a dead Dreadnought. Assault Terminators are able to fight Dreadnought quite easily in melee. Maybe not easily, but can definitely fight it in melee. Terminators with their hammers and thunder shields are just so good. And that could be a dead Land Raider. Phobos 19 HP will go down. These Assault Terminators taking down a Phobos, taking down a Mark of Khorne Dreadnought. We do have a Orbital Bombardment coming in. It's actually going to miss the Eldar army. I think that is what it was aimed for. Chaos Lord with his Lightning Claws though doing a lot of damage. Going to catch out these Tactical Marines with the Armor of the Inferno. Stormtroopers also going to be hanging around the area, both level 4 now. Trying to find some targets, maybe to throw a grenade on, or even just scouting the area really. But we'll run into these Vanguard veterans. Might throw a grenade at long range. Will be reacted to though. And Stormtroopers will retreat back to the Land Raider Redeemer. Farseer still going around, level 6, armed with that armor of the Asturian. Could see some more time field action. We've already seen time field used a little bit here. But could see some more of it. 77 VPs to 121. Blue team were winning the VP lead by quite a bit earlier on, but red team managing to pull back and actually get ahead in VPs right now. Blue team lacking units right now. Might need to make a big push together. Looks like they might all push mid as free, but these Inquisitorial operatives will be able to spot this entire push. Although they decide to actually reveal themselves to start attacking unit. I don't know if these Dire Avengers detected them or if they just decide to start attacking, but this attack from blue team is definitely spotted. You can actually see red team reacting here, moving some of their units over. These double last cannons though might need to also move at the same time. In fact, blue team looks like Eldar's going to try and keep some of the units there. We also have a healing bunker. No, that's a repair bunker. Land Raider Crusader though could be in a vulnerable position. Double fire dragons coming in. Seer Council could also do a decent amount of damage to this. These Assault Terminators, that Land Raider Crusader is actually just going to walk up to it. Orbital Bombardment as well. Eldar has been forced off completely. That Farseer might go down. That Orbital is going to do a little bit of friendly fire damage if not careful. This Land Raider Crusader is just going to die though. It has already done quite a lot of work. Assault Cannon Terminators remain steady though. Land Raider Redeemer coming into the area, also cannon doing a lot of damage. Assault Terminators coming in, Angels of Death activated. These Vanguard veterans should win against these Assault Cannon Terminators though. Chaos Lord getting hit by those P-Devs once again. These Assault Terminators extremely tanky with their Thunder Shields. I think JusTFly is not getting the Lightning Claws upgrade just to give them the extra bits of bulkiness, tankiness. Double grenades down to these Tactical Marines from these double Stormtroopers here, and these Terminators will finish them off in retreat. Vanguard Bear is going to be jumping in to fight these Assault Terminators. Grey Knight Terminators though coming in to jump into the fight as well. Strike Squad could finish off Vanguard Veterans on retreat with melee. Chaos Predator also going to be coming in as well. We have a lot of Predators on the field now for blue team, but there might just be a bit too much AEV though for red team for blue team to actually handle their 7 VPs. They were able to land a decap. We also have the Brother Captain capping while getting nuked at the same time. That Holy Armor of Titan giving them barely enough health to actually last here. We do have some Dire Avengers on the way here. Terminators look like they're going to push in even further. You need to be careful since they have their teleport on cooldown, I believe. The Predator, Chaos Predator is going to get forced away. We still have the double Predators for the Witchway. The only problem is they're running into double last cannons here. There's no repair support for them whatsoever. That is definitely a dead Predator. The Predator needs to drive further forward so it can actually flank. Dire Avengers able to get a decap in time as well. We have Assault Terminators going down here for JusTFly. They desperately tried to go a bit too far. Stormtroopers going to get forced off. Dire Avengers capping 1 VP for blue team, and it's 2 and 1 cap. Terminator's going to be teleporting in. A grenade going to get thrown onto these guardsmen. Will actually miss though. Terminators going to get decap. More Assault Terminators for JusTFly. 3 squads of Terminators this game. Apo going to try and melee down these Assault Terminators. I don't think it's going to be enough. Seer Council coming in with double Fire Dragons. Terminators not capping anymore. It's a 1-to-1 cap right now. But we also have the Terminator Force Commander coming in for a decap on the Natural. If he gets that decap, it's going to be game because this VP remains neutral for now. And blue team desperately trying to push here, but the Terminator Force Commander has nothing in the area to stop him. That Land Raider Fog was not going to do enough damage, and with that decap, blue team are going to lose the game. Red team going to make a comeback in this game after being behind so many VPs.